All right, welcome back to Better Kansas City. Believe it or not, there are rules when it comes to social media, especially Twitter. And social media strategist Alex Greenwood joins us now to share some do's and don'ts. Let's start with Twitter. It came out, it's been over what, 11, 12 years ago?
Right about, yeah.
And it was 140 characters originally. That's all you could tweet. How big has Twitter become since then?
There's about 300 million people signed up for Twitter, and about half of that number are daily users.
Really? How many are the bots and spam accounts?
Yeah, that's a good question. We'd have to ask Dante that one.
Yeah.
He probably knows a few of those guys.
I'm sure he's watching at home, Dante, so go ahead and tweet Alex right now.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Is it a viable social media platform? I know we hear so much about the reach of Facebook and particularly Instagram and Snapchat right now, but what is the reach of Twitter, and is it something we should be working on daily?
From my perspective, Twitter's reach is far, far behind Facebook. Even Insta, I think, in use. I think Twitter has its own special kind of user.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you're right.
I think we've both experienced
Yes.
that, correct? You know,
I resemble that remark.
as do I. And so I think Twitter has its uses, but to me, I think the major reason Twitter is still a growing concern and getting bigger is the President of the United States loves it.
Yeah.
I think that has a huge impact on it.
I mean, there is a direct connection to the White House through his Twitter platform, you know?
Right. I mean, it's right there. You know exactly what he's thinking. It's right there. And I think that's encouraged more people to get on. Just to, that alone could be a huge reason.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it. What are some just unspoken rules for tweeting that we should be aware of?
Well, there's several little tips I like to give people, but there's a couple of them. One of them is just with your followers and stuff, maybe not saying, hi, how are you today? It's really not that kind of a platform.
So no small talk?
No small talk. Yeah, let's just skip the small talk altogether. I mean, if something is said that you find interesting, you can retweet that, or you can engage in a conversation, which is really what it's all about.
Yeah.
But not kind of the, hey, how you doing? How's the weather?
So just kind of really get into it. What are the tips that we need to know and the rules that we should be following?
I think that one of the things too is to make sure it's not all about me.
Okay.
You know, it's constantly broadcasting about you and what you had for breakfast and all these things and how PO'd you are about certain things. It should be more about exploring what other people are talking about, sharing information, those kinds of things. But I think the urge to talk only about yourself has got to be resisted.
So less tweeting the breakfast pictures, more trying to engage conversation with your friends.
Of substance. I mean, really. You can say good morning, how's the weather to people you see in real life. Why do it online?
Sure. And how do you have any rules for like retweeting and because I mean there's so much disinformation, misinformation out there. You got to be careful what you retweet sometime, and even putting then your comment on that, because Twitter, that's one of the newer functions that Twitter allows, that you can retweet with your comment on top of it.
Yeah. Well, okay, you're a journalist. I'm a former journalist. We both check our sources, right? I ask everybody, and I repeat this to people all the time online. Find 3 trusted news sources, okay?
Yeah.
And if you see an article that you want to reshare, maybe check it out, those 3 sources, and make sure those 3 sources are not maybe all in one box, ideologically or whatever. Because in an election year in particular, now more than ever, it's important that misinformation is put down and that we don't put our stamp on our personal brands at risk by tweeting stuff that's just not true.
So it's good to share what you read, but again, I mean, be smart about it, and like you said, have those 3 little boxes to check off before we go ahead and hit the retweet button.
Exactly. I mean, if KCTV5 is not saying it's true, that's one of them right there.
Yeah.
I'm already there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, especially if the traffic guy says there's a crash there. You should believe him.
Indeed.
Alex, we appreciate your time this morning and your tips. Belinda, over to you.